What's up, everybody? Welcome to Vivid Collectibles. My name is Danny, and today I'm going to be giving you my room tour. I didn't do an end of year tour, so I guess this will be like end of year, beginning of year tour. As you collectors know, things are always changing. You buy stuff, you sell stuff, you slow down, you speed up. This year will be a slowdown year for me for sure. I'm basically out of space here. I got a few pieces coming, but I do got to make some decisions as to what's going to leave the collection, what's going to stay. Maybe refocus it, trim it down. Things are a little different now. Prices are out of control. Shipping is out of control. There's so many companies making the same characters over and over that you got to make a decision and stick with it. Otherwise, you'll go crazy in this hobby. Because we're in it because we like high-end stuff, and I mean, the more the time goes by, it seems like the better and better these items get, and you're selling old statues to get to the new ones, but at some point, that cycle has to end. So, I'm going to talk about my setup as I go through the room and describe why I have what I have there, but it's mostly due to space, right? That's really our biggest issue as collectors other than funds. Your space is limited, and most of us aren't extraordinarily wealthy. We do this for fun, and sometimes the hobby doesn't seem as much fun, but I still enjoy it. So without much further ado, I'm going to give you a tour of the statue room. Thanks for watching. Okay, so before I start the tour, I'm going to give you basically a layout of the room. I'm standing basically in the middle of the room right now. And when you first walk in, that's what the first wall is. X-Men and some Spider-Man below it. I did move some of the other X-Men to make room for the Spider-Man stuff due to space issues. You pan to the left, there's my Avengers setup and a lot of the Marvel stuff. I'll go over that when I go over each statue. Some more Marvel stuff. All right, some art prints. Towards the back of the room, I have video game statues, mainly by First for Figures. Some Masters of the Universe, and then my DC stuff. I got Queen Studios, Prime, XM, everything mixed in here. Just a quick layout of what you're gonna see. I have Wonder Woman there in the corner. Wolverine by Sideshow on his own. Down here, the rest of the X-Men line, and then my Predator stuff as you walk down from the stairs. So, let's begin with the tour. When you come down, you got a couple of art prints. They're displays, I believe. Not really that great. I wouldn't recommend them. You got an art print, X-23 by Sideshow. I won this in a contest. All right, so let's start with the Rogue Maquette. Obviously, for me, this is one of the best Rogues licensed anyways on the market. She's very dynamic, has a very nice base. And one of the things that I think Sideshow does better than most is capture the essence of the character. Right? The base tells you a little bit of a story, plus you know that she's in mid-flight, very dynamic. They capture Logan's rage right there. This is awesome. A lot of great sculpt into this. Maybe not the biggest statue, but it's got a lot of great detail. The new Nightcrawler, very dynamic as well, showing you his agility and his transportation power. That's his BAMF. Great base on this, lots of details, great colors. And then the Gambit. I have the regular setup now. I do have the exclusive, but I switch it up from time to time. Again, look at the dynamism of this. Great anatomy. Sideshow nails anatomies usually. And again, it tells a story, shows you his powers. Below that, the new Venom Pre-F. This is a Martin Canale. He's had a big year this year. Released a lot of great pieces. This statue is awesome. Really, really great in person. I'm not doing it justice. I have him a little too low. I just don't have the space to display him a little higher. But it needs to be higher so that your view is that, right? Again, they capture the character. Ferocious, looking to do damage. Carnage, great sculpt and paint. Awesome details on this. Really, really nice textures, and the way they combine the matte colors with that shiny, glossy black looks awesome. Symbiote Spider-Man, another great piece with a really nice base. Great colors. Now this is the Spider-Man premium format. This does have a light up feature. I'm using it now. I don't think I've ever used it before. I'm only using it for the tour. But it's a nice touch, but it's a pain in the butt to use. But still a great statue. It tells a story as well. Very nice base. Let's go to the left. The Doctor Doom maquette. Another statue sculpted by Daniel Bell. I think this turned out really well. It shows his arrogance. Very tall piece. I believe it's over 30 inches tall with that banner in the back. And that sculpted the banner. Obviously, the flags coming down would be mixed media. That cape is mixed media. The body's fully sculpted. Nice portraits on this. This is the exclusive. It has the 2 portraits. And to the left of that will be my Avengers setup. Now, it's mixed between movie pieces and comic pieces. And I do have multiple characters. Black Widow, simple statue with a nice costume, really pretty portrait, simple base. The only thing about her, I wish she had a little more expression, but, you can't have it all, I guess. The older Breaker Brimstone Thor, still a great piece. I like the fire base on that. Contrast this is the Ice Giant, the brand new Thor PF, also by Martin Canale. Really awesome base, great statue with a lot of nice details. Thor is obviously massive with a ton of detail. Great portrait, Mjolnir in the back. And then we have Scarlet Witch in the back. Very tall piece, looks great. Outfit is very nice. It's a classic costume, Simple base, but with the cape, she's wide, so I got to put her in the back. The new Black Panther, based on the movie, the original Black Panther. This turned out really good. A lot of great textures on this outfit. The paintwork is immaculate. Very nice base. A simplistic statue, but really, really well executed. And they did Chadwick Boseman a service by creating this. This turned out really, really good. Nice tribute to him. Now I prefer to display it with the mass portrait, but I'll switch it up. Because he was really good as Black Panther, and I think they did a nice job with that. Then we have the new Captain America, or their latest. I had the XM Ultimate Captain America, liked that a little bit, but I think this is a far superior sculpt, and I like the classic nature of it. I know the XM one probably had a little more details, but ultimately it didn't flow as well, and the anatomy on this one is so good. Slightly overskilled, but really good. The Mark 7 Iron Man maquette with a great light-up feature. This has an awesome paint job. Looks really good. Below that, the Silver Surfer maquette. This is the exclusive. This has a great sculpt, beautiful anatomy, and really nice paintwork on this statue. Then we have the Galactus maquette. This is all lit up. The light-up feature really, really adds to this statue. Now, I liked it from the beginning. I thought the price point was a little bit high, but I understand why they did it. You have the light-up feature, and this is a very intricate costume. So the paintwork on this must have been very tedious to do, but they ultimately did a really nice job. It's a great statue, maybe slightly undersized, but if you're going to do a quarter-scale Galactus, he's massive. So, where does it end? So I don't really mind it. And here is the Taskmaster. Really nice sculpt and paint. This is by Martin Canale as well. That's the exclusive portrait. I prefer the collector edition, but I switch it up from time to time. Looks great. Very, very nice presence on that. And that's the exclusive proximity piece for the Silver Surfer. So that's one part of the setup. Now we're going to move up, and then we have Elektra, the premium format. This is the exclusive. Really nice with some switch outs. It has katanas, which I have put away, but I'd rather her with the side, just looks better. But a great, beautiful portrait on this statue. I love the way the hair flows, the sash flows. A lot of great detail on her armor. The boots are amazing. Really nice base, very gothic. And then the Punisher premium format. I love this statue. And that exclusive portrait is amazing. This one may never leave my collection because now they're dumbing down the Punisher, and you're going to have a harder time finding an actual Punisher statue that looks like this. And then we have the Daredevil. This is the original premium format that got me started collecting premium formats. Immaculate sculpt, the anatomy's dead on. Great portrait. This is the collector edition. I started a little late, so I couldn't get the exclusive, but I think I would have probably preferred to display them with the collector anyhow. I did have the black variant and sold them years ago. Below is the XM Studios Thanos. I got the standalone part, just the one portrait. I'm very happy with it. Great teeth. Now, XM packs a lot of great detail and texture into most of their statues, and this one is no exception. The only fail for me, I find the base a little bit boring, but it works. To the right, Queen Studios quarter scale Thanos from the movie Endgame. Josh Brolin portrait. The portraits turned out really, really good. Nice outfit. Love the piece. Great paint work on Thanos himself. The base is really boring, and it looks a little plasticky. Not the best, but this is the exclusive, so there's your other portrait. To the right is the Hulk, Gladiator Hulk maquette by Daniel Bell. Another great sculpt with awesome paint work. Great portraits on this. This is the exclusive, but I don't like the exclusive portrait, so I just keep it in the box. The base on this is really, really nice. The only downside is those seams, but you live with them. I love this statue. It's huge, and it looks awesome in the collection. And before I forget, here's Thanos' sword in the back. This is made of metal. It's fantastic, but it's just hard to display, so I have them back there for now. Now, across is my Predator setup. This is the King Predator, or Predator King by XM Studios. It's a Supreme Edition size, meaning it's like a 1/3, but for me, it's a little bit undersized. I don't think it's a 1/3 scale, especially when you compare it to the quarter scale Predator next to it by Prime Studios. But this throne is amazing. A lot of really great detail and paint work on this thing. The paint applications on the Predator itself are amazing. Really nice sculpt, really nice throne. Look at that conquered creature, the bone. Phenomenal, looks weathered. Just a great job all around by XM. And this is the fully masked portrait. I love the colors on that. The regal red, great details. Paint, beautiful. And there's a Prime 1 Big Game Predator right here. This is an awesome piece with a really nice base. Look at the clear water effect on that. All the vegetation, the little snake. That rock looks really good. There's the victim. I think they painted that very nicely. It's got a nice high gloss to it. And the Predator is massive. I mean, this is a 1/4 scale piece, and it's bigger than my supposedly 1/3 scale XM. The only nitpick on this, maybe the paint could have been a little glossier, and now they have their 1/3, which is, from all accounts, is amazing. Below that, we have some more X-Men. Cable, premium format. This is still one of my favorite statues in the collection. I think paint and sculpt on this statue are going to be tough to beat. Great portrait. A little exclusive Deadpool. Speaking of Deadpool, to the left is the Deadpool premium format. I still love this statue. I think it's awesome. It's a little bit underrated. Great details, nice paint work. To the left is Colossus. I like this statue quite a bit. I didn't get the exclusive. I was a little late to the party, but no biggie. Nice expression on that. Really nicely sculpted and painted. Moving to the right, due to space issues, I had to move Wolverine. This is the exclusive by Canale. Now, they did manage to pull something off of this. Wolverine is kind of a small stature guy. He's not a big guy. And usually when you have a statue, he's kind of diminutive. But they managed to make him look bigger by creating the width. He's jumping in midair. His arms are wide out, right? Looks great. Really nice expression. Rage. Snowy base. Very, very nice statue. And then above that, the Queen Studios quarter scale, quote-unquote, comic Wonder Woman. This is really a Gal Gadot piece, even though they don't use her name. But they sure used her likeness. Looks phenomenal. Great paint and sculpt by Queen Studios. They nailed the skin tones. There's so many subtle little details in here. The little vein work. I mean, I go over that on my review. And this is the comic portrait, which also turned out nice. The only thing it lacks for me is a little bit of expression. But again, you can't have it all sometimes. But it looks great. The costume looks awesome. You have some battle damage. Really a nice statue. Toppled base. Very, very nice piece. Moving on up. All right, above that, I have the 3 extra portraits for the big game predator. Excuse the lighting, guys. That's your comic portrait on the right. I'm never going to use that. Then you have your open mandibles, and then the mass portrait, which is also really good. They all look great on this predator, so I'm not going to complain. Having options is good. All right, I'm going to open up this shelf. And in here, we have Queen Studios quarter scale Joker. Great details on this statue, especially for a quarter scale piece. They put a lot of really nice detail and paintwork onto this. And then the cut and sew elements, the mixed media is so well done. It's cut perfect. It fits perfect. Base is simplistic, but this statue doesn't need much more than just a really well executed Heath Ledger. Love this piece. Below that, we have the Daniel Bell Bane. This is the maquette. Again, this statue doesn't get enough credit for just how well painted and nicely sculpted it is. Look at the vein work. Look at the skin tones, the bloody knuckles, the nails. I mean, everything is top notch on this. The costume is great. The blood on the knees. The only downside to some people, I don't really mind it so much, is the base is kind of boring and maybe a little monotone. It could use a little color, but I like it. I think it turned out really, really great. To the right of that is Prime 1/3 Red Sonja. Killer piece with an awesome portrait. Great hair on her. The swords are metal. They're kind of heavy. This has 2 switch outs. A sword that's vertically standing and then an axe that she holds vertically as well. I prefer the normal setup, which is this one. She's attacking the snake on this base, which is really the star of this particular statue. Looks awesome. Look at the snake. Look at the scales. All of the different textures and colors. How metallic and shiny it is. Looks really, really good. The blood effect. The rock on there. It looks good. Really, really nice piece. All right. We have Teela by Tweeterhead. She's the 1/5 scale. Part of their Masters of the Universe line. This is the exclusive. This does come with 2 portraits, whether you have the exclusive or regular. They're both beautiful. I switched it up. I switched the Staff of Ka, and I put the sword on. I think the sword looks really good, too. Nice colors on her. Really nice sculpt, and the base is really nicely done. It's subtle, but it looks great, and there's a creature in the back, almost like an octopus. It looks phenomenal. To the right, we have the XM Studio Samurai line. That's the Joker Orochi, another really great statue. These XM statues, the Samurai line in particular, they're packed with so much detail and textures. They're pricey, but you're getting your money's worth because they pack so much detail into them. The base, 7 snake heads on it. They all look really good. They're one color, but that's simply to make the Joker pop, and they do not disappoint. He's got a great portrait. Fantastic eyes and teeth. Really, really love that line. The Sideshow Green Arrow. This is the exclusive. Again, great sculpt, great paint, really nice base. Still one of their best premium formats. I'm glad I still own this. And then the Scarecrow, another awesome premium format. This is the regular version. I did have the exclusive, but I sold this some years ago, and I was able to pick them up again. This is a great statue. Again, you speak of sculpt and paint and just overall anatomy. They pulled it off, and it tells a great story. This is the Red Hood by XM Studios, a samurai. This comes with 3 portraits as well. What's nice about this is the switch outs, all the portraits are looking in a different direction, which I think is something more companies should do. Again, this samurai line, look at the layers and layers of armor and the level of detail that they put into this in paintwork. These are unmatched as far as I'm concerned for quarter scale and detail. They're unbelievably good. The bases are great. This one's a little compact, but look at the dragon in the back. Look at the wear on that, the patina color on there. Just an amazing statue. Speaking of amazing, below that is the Batman Who Laughs by Sideshow. This statue has been covered a lot. I think it's a really nice statue. Easily one of the best premium formats. That the attention to detail on this is really amazing. That portrait, those teeth. I mean, Sideshow isn't known for great teeth, but these are great. From top to bottom, including the base, a really nice statue. To the left is the Call to Action Superman. This is a really nice statue with a very simple concept, but it looks great. It shows you basically there's a kindness to his portrait, and also a fierceness to his, his body. He looks jacked. He's Superman. I love that base. It's shaped in this symbol. Looks really, really, really good. Really nice piece by Sideshow. All right, we're going to continue moving on to the right. Robin, XM Samurai by XM Studios, obviously. Another quarter scale statue. I've seen this live at New York Comic Con, and I knew I had to have it. Again, if you like details and great paintwork and awesome bases, these just do not disappoint. Everything looks top notch. And you can see they can take some liberties with these because they're not official. They're officially licensed, but they're not. They don't have to stick to the script. This is the made up line they did. I'm really glad they went ahead and did that because they're some of the best statues in my collection. Behind that, Batman Shugo with that awesome base. That's got a built-in turntable. It's the bat symbol right there. And again, these bases, look at the amount of detail that goes into these. These are fully sculpted. The colors on this is great. Sculpted cape. Really nice portraits. And again, the armor, the detail, the paintwork. You just cannot beat these XM Samurai statues in terms of just what you get overall. Queen Studios 1/3 Dark Knight. This is the Christian Bale. Great statue, really nicely sculpted. It's immaculate. It's super clean. I love the colors and the textures. And then I have them in this base where they go together. And what I love having them together, it's sort of a shame because you really can't appreciate Batman on his own, and I think he's phenomenal. But in front of him is the Heath Ledger Joker, 1/3. And I think this is still a killer statue with a great portrait. And again, cut and sew elements are second to none. I put that apple by Sideshow there because I think it looks good there. And then here's the Bale portrait. Again, I think they nailed that. Beautiful piece. I know there's a lot of options out there for Batman and the Joker, but you can't go wrong with these two. To the right of that is Superman Premium Format by Sideshow. Again, speaking of great sculpts, look at the sculpt on the body there. You see the paintwork, all the great textures, and just the details on that. You see where the stretch marks are for the clothing, where the tension is. Really a really, really great job. And then that portrait, still one of the best portraits. So some people are slightly dark. I get it. It's kind of got a bit of a tan, but it looks awesome. And then that base, the Brainiac, the colors are really nice. It's a very compact statue, but it is tall. So I think he looks great back there. Another XM piece. This is Nightwing. Now I chose this setup because I do like that he looks closer to Nightwing there. This does have two other portraits similar to the Robin. The Robin's two other portraits aren't much to talk about, but the two other portraits on this one are much better. Again, what can I say that I haven't said about these statues? These bases are outstanding. They're so full of detail. They're kind of big. They do take up a space. And again, the armor, the layering, the way they do this, the paintwork, it's immaculate. You won't find any real sloppiness to these at all. They paint them perfectly. And at that price point, you would expect no less. All right, let's go to the bottom. We have Darkseid. This is the exclusive. I went with the regular portrait on this. I think this is a great sculpt. Really, really nice statue. It's tall, it's big. So he's got presence, let's put it that way. But the paintwork is a little lacking. You know what? I can complain about them, but I own them and I'm actually happy with them. I've had them for a long time. Then we have Tweeterhead quarter scale Michelle Pfeiffer. A little different statue. Most of my statues are vertical. I'm sure most of your statues are vertical as well. But this one, she's laying down, it's horizontal. So she presents a little bit of a challenge because she's so wide to display. But again, really, really nice portrait. Great outfit. Great paintwork. Love this piece. It just, Tweeterhead knocked it out of the park with this. And there's another Tweeterhead piece. It's a 1/6 scale Superman. I picked this up for like really cheap. They had a sale during Christmas and I bought him. And you know what? He's bigger than I thought he was going to be. It stands over 20 inches tall and he's got a very wide body. The sculpt on this Superman is really good and he's in mid-flight. The Fortress of Solitude right there looks phenomenal. Before I forget, let me go below where the Red Sonja was, and I have the Super Mario Brothers. This is the definitive edition, so it's a massive base, but it's got the Yoshi egg. Everything's sculpted. Pretty heavy statue actually, and it's like basically right out of the video game. Yoshi and Mario look video game accurate. The flags in the back, it's phenomenal. To the right, we have the Pac-Man. My wife got me this for my 40th birthday. Yes, I am old. And he's jumping out of the video game. Again, great colors, great accuracy. First for Figures does a great job making these video game statues. My little buddy's bothering me. Hey, Boomer, say hi. So let's continue the tour. All right, Masters of the Universe line. This is Skeletor by Sideshow. Awesome statue. This is the exclusive. I love the exclusive portrait. The regular one's not bad either, but the exclusive's the way to go with this. Again, look at the paintwork on that and the sculpt. Great sculpt, nice base, especially for an older piece. They've been around for a long time. Below that is the Tweeterhead maquette Hordak. This is the exclusive version with the cannon and also that beautiful portrait right there. The paint and sculpt on this are a home run. It's immaculate. It's got so much detail. Very heavy statue for a 1/5 scale. It's massive and really nicely executed. This was the first one they did going into that line, and they hit a home run. All right, to the right, we have First for Figures Dracula from Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Alucard from the same game. It's my favorite game of all time. Well, it was for a long time. There's some good stuff now, but First for Figures does such a good job of capturing these video game characters. Fully sculpted cape. This statue is completely fully sculpted. A small enough compact base. Look at the blood splatter. All the great details on that outfit. This has a switch-out portrait with an older-looking Dracula. And this is Alucard. This is the Twilight version with the cape is, the inner part of the cape is red. Again, fully sculpted with a nice compact base. Look at the details on that shield. They do a phenomenal job with these. Underneath them, I have the He-Man. This is from Sideshow. This is from the Masters of the Universe. Another great statue. This is the exclusive. I love that battle axe. That's metal. And He-Man is fully sculpted except for his cape. Nice base, which Tweeterhead continued, which is great. To the right is Simon Belmont. This is by First for Figures. Probably the oldest statue that I have, that I've owned. And I'm not going to part with him anytime soon. Great sculpt, great paint. The biggest fail for me, and it's an old statue, would be the base. They could have done a lot more, but as it stands, it's still a great statue. This is one of my newest pieces. This is Death from Castlevania Symphony of the Night as well. Also by First for Figures. Again, they do a great job with these. I hate to reiterate or sound like a broken record, but they capture the video game really, really well. My biggest complaint on this is the base. It's kind of dull and really boring, and I understand what they were going for. But in terms of his robe, executed really well. You can see all the textures in the robe. It looks like real material. His little companion with those super black eyes. They talked about this paint that they used that's really dark, and they weren't wrong about that. Again, really, really good. Fully sculpted. That scythe is really big. So you need a lot of space to display him because he's wide. And then my newest statue is the Breath of the Wild Link on horseback. This is the exclusive. This turned out really nice. Look at the details on that horse. The paintwork. The base has a built-in turntable, which is a nice thing that they did. I wish more companies would do that. Again, Link may be small, but he doesn't lack for details and great paint work. This lights up. It's a pain to get it to do that. Horse is massive, really nicely sculpted. Again, First for Figures does a great job of sculpting these and bringing these to life. So there you have it, folks. This is the room tour. A lot has changed over the last year, and I'm sure it's going to continue to change this year. I appreciate you watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Till next time.